Nobody would have thought that I would be the one. Rhyner, sports talk. Baseball, 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 baseball.
Oh, with the big mic. Oh, okay. All right, yeah. Okay, now I get it.
We got a lightning strike, boys. What happened over there, Grego? We had a little lightning strike right outside the window.
The Texas Rangers win the World Series.
All right. Here's a tip for all these Americano League teams.
Wait, you said tip?
Yeah, tip.
Okay.
With a P.
Keep jamming.
The ticket, colon, nothing but a big Gen X jerk-off sake.
This is a cool night or what?
Although somebody would hear that and go, bullshit.
I'm back, bitches.
Well, hello out there. We're on the air. No, we're really not on the air. I don't know what we're on, but we're not on the
internet.
air. We're not on the air.
The internet.
What goes on here today is not under the auspices of the Federal Communications Commission, which means we are not on the air. We are on the internet. And this is what you call a podcast. And the name of this podcast is Your Dark Companion. And we are very glad to have you with us. Those of you who are live by the channel, I know this is a little bit different. It's not normally the time of day in which we do these, but I'm told that it's about to be. So we're getting things started for you like today. We're kind of breaking this in. Anyway, good day to you all. I would be Mike Rhyner. It is the 30th of July today, a Wednesday. It's getting really hot out there. We're about to head into the worst month of the year, that being August, for a multitude of reasons. I mean, when you think about it, not much good comes out of August at all. Famous people die in August.
Well, at least a couple famous people were born in August.
And
you and Brad Sham.
That's right, we were, but...
And Sweet Jillian. And Becca's mom.
And mine too, for that matter.
Aww.
My late, great, sainted mother was also an August birthday. But we're not there yet, so everybody just stand down with all that. We'll get to that when the time comes around, because today we are here inside the nurturing biosphere of the mothership. This is episode number which?
Oh, God.
138, I'm told. Do we hear 139 or possibly 137? 139? Okay, we'll go with 139 till we find out otherwise.
I think we might be at 138. Yeah, sorry, math.
Okay.
Ashley.
Why don't you guys arm wrestle for it?
We'll go with 138 for the moment.
138.
All right, 138 it is. And today we're going to get into the music thing. There are two things that I really like to get into. One is sports, and the other is music. And today, we're going to mind that vein a little bit. And in here with us today, we have a singer, guitar player, songwriter of stout notoriety, local and otherwise. You've probably seen him around. He gigs quite a bit around this part of the world. He is Steve Helms.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I thought it was somebody else the way you were building that up. I'm a little let down.
Now, did I get all that right?
Yeah, basically. I've been doing this a long time. I mean, yeah.
How long have you been out there?
I've been getting paid to play music for 45 years, sir.
I got to tell you that your name is one that I have heard for about that long.
Well, there you go. Yeah. If Rhyner's heard of me for 45 years, that can't be a bad thing.
Well, I don't know if it's the full 45, but I've heard of you for a long time.
Right.
I know that you're out there, you gig a lot, and when you're out there and you gig a lot, that means people come to see you a lot.
That's the point. It doesn't always happen, but that's what we hope for every night.
Sure, every time you mount up, that's what you hope for, that that there are fannies in the seats out there.
Fannies?
Yeah.
And if you've seen my demographic, they're pretty good sized.
Okay.
You ought to see my demographic. So how you doing these days, man?
I'm good, sir. We're getting ready for August.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. You got to get ready for August.
Yeah, just came back from we have a music trip every year. We go to Mexico called Guitars and Swim Up Bars. And myself and Tommy Alverson started that 15 years ago. And it felt like August for 7 days down there. It really did. Yeah.
I'll bet.
It really did. But it was a great trip. Yeah.
Now, exactly what goes on down there?
Myself and 5 other singers go to Mexico every year with a plane full of people, and they all get drunk in a swimming pool, and we sing to them for 3 or 4 days. Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm drunk as well, but I'm not in the pool with them. I'm singing. Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
That's the gist.
Who are the other guys that went with you this year?
Jamie Richards, who is a Oklahoma singer, but big in the Texas scene. Mm-hmm. Aaron Copeland, Texas singer. Bo Phillips, another Oklahoma guy. And Ben McPherson, who plays the fiddle and sings as well. And I think we had, 130 or 140 people go with us this year.
It's pretty good.
It's a good trip. Yeah, we had a fun time.
So I don't know just a whole lot about you. Yours is a name that I've heard many times over the years. I've heard a good bit of your stuff,
right?
But I don't know a whole lot about the guy, Steve Helms.
Gotcha.
Where'd you grow up?
Born and raised in the big metropolis of Cleburne, Texas.
Oh,
yes.
Cleburne.
Shoopy's got some history there.
Now, you do realize you are indeed talking to the one-time voice of the Cleburne Yellow Jackets.
Oh, my. I was a Cleburne Yellow Jacket from 1981 to 84, sir.
I was about 3 or 4 years behind that.
Gotcha.
Then, in fact, the year that I was there, they were actually pretty good.
Yeah. That was, I think it was my sophomore year that Chuck Curtis came to town and tried to turn it into a college town. That's when I stopped playing football and went straight into baseball. I wasn't getting a Corvette or anything, so I thought this is not worth it for me. Yeah.
Okay, so now you're playing football, you're playing baseball, you're hoping for Corvettes. You're in high school, you're probably trying to impress girls and stuff like that.
I played the guitar better than I could throw a curveball or throw a pass, so I went with that.
Even back then, you were playing music, huh?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got my first guitar when I was 13. My dad had a record deal in the 70s. He had a 45 out, Leon Helms from Cleburne, Texas. And that gets confused a lot with Levon Helm from the band.
Yeah, that's what pops up when
got
I
me.
search
Got me in a lot of
Google.
backstages, though. Yeah.
Well, I bet it did.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're Levon Helms' son. Tonight I am.
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. But my dad had a record deal back in the 70s, had a couple of the 45s out. So I just grew up in the middle of it. So I was always playing music. There was so many uncles and cousins, everybody played music. That's just what we did.
So just a big, larger, extended musical family.
Yes, sir. It was the Helmses and the Burgesses in Cleburne, Texas. So if you've ever heard of Sonny Burgess, that's my cousin. So we both kind of grew up. Sonny played guitar for my dad. When Sonny got old enough to have his own band, I was old enough to play guitar for him. And we all just kind of grew up in Cleburne and played music. That's what we did.
So how old were you when you started, playing for people?
15 probably. Yeah. I was 15 years old playing guitar in a band with a bunch of guys that were in their 60s in VFW halls.
All right.
Yeah.
That must have been a little bit of a trip for you.
It was, because they were giving me $100 at a time, and I thought that was the greatest thing ever. Yeah.
Some of us still hope for that.
Yeah, there's nights I wish I had $100. Yeah.
So, did you play country all your life, or did you come up through rock and roll, or tell us about your musical journey?
As far as getting paid to play music, it was always country music. Yeah. People were dancing, so you had to play Merle Haggard and George Jones and George Strait. But yeah, I mean, I grew up listening to Kiss and AC/DC and Def Leppard and all that other stuff too. Yeah, Ozzy.
Yeah.
Oh,
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace.
Along with all the others.
Yes.
Who have passed on to the next plane here recently.
Been a rough time lately.
Boy, it's been a very rough time here lately.
We actually did an Ozzy tune in Mexico.
Nice.
That's how many.
Really?
That's how many tequilas I had one night, sir. Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
We can hear a little snippet. We got time.
We did. We played Crazy Train by the pool. Yeah. On acoustic guitars. It was okay, I think. Yeah.
That must have been kind of kind of fun, kind of interesting for everybody.
It was. But yeah, I've been doing this a long time, buddy. Yeah, long time. Very blessed to get to do what I do.
Yeah. I mean, anybody that can do it as long as you've done it is, number one, very lucky. Number two, they got to have something. I mean,
thank you.
You don't just do it and have people come see you do it for as long as you've done that.
Yeah, it's hard to suck. It's hard to suck for 45 years and still get paid, I guess.
Yeah. It is. So when did you start writing your own stuff?
Probably when I hit around 25, maybe like that. Because before that, it was just playing music for other artists and, getting on the bus or the Suburban, whatever we had at the time, and doing your instrument. But I started doing my own thing with my own band probably around 25, 26, and playing cover tunes and all that. And that's right before the Texas music scene really took off. I mean, there was always a Jerry Jeff Walker and those guys. Mm-hmm. And they were awesome what they did, but we were playing all over the country, going to Denver and Vegas and Nashville and Orlando, playing these big clubs like Billy Bob's, but they wanted you to play cover. They wanted you to play top 40. Everybody's trying to dance. They didn't care if you wrote a song. And then once we got to a point of, I don't know, maybe 25, 26 years old, something like that, then we came back and there was, wow, who's this Pat Green guy? What's going on here? Who's this Robert Earl guy? Mm-hmm. What are they doing? And then, and everybody's like, man, you should start writing your own stuff. People want to hear what you have to say, It's like, okay. So we tried it, and that was 6 albums ago.
What was the first song you ever wrote?
First song I ever wrote. The time has come, I'm happy to say, we stayed apart until today. I'm becoming yours, and you are mine. I don't remember all of it. It's a long time ago, but that was the first. Yeah, that was the first.
That's pretty good for a first outing, man.
But that was the first cassette that we ever went and recorded. There was a studio in Dallas called Check a Sound, and it was on. Golly. Who owned that? I don't even remember the producer's name now that did it, but he heard us at a venue one night, and he's like, y'all should come record some stuff. And we did. We went and put 8 or 10 tracks down on a cassette tape, and that was our first thing.
Do you remember when you first started to get the vibe that, hey, there's something going on here?
Yeah,
I got a shot. I got a shot at doing something.
And that was later too. That was maybe like 2005 or so when I really first saw that the Texas scene, and these guys are out here making money. This is real,
Yeah.
And,
now, when you say the Texas scene, who all do you mean?
Roger Krager, Pat Green, all those guys.
Yeah.
Wade Bowens, Stoney LaRue's.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to these venues and crap, they're selling 2,000 tickets at $15-20 a head and getting the door. That's a pretty good paycheck for a couple hours,
Yeah.
And then everybody, buying hats and shirts and koozies and CDs. And that's when it really got serious for me I really need to hammer down and try to do this. And that's when I came out with the Nowhere But Texas CD. And that's kind of where it all started for me as, okay, this guy's here.
That was your breakthrough.
That was the breakthrough for me. And the Nowhere But Texas is, I hate to say it, tooting my own horn, but it's kind of become a state anthem almost. I mean, the Rangers have played that song at every home game now for 18 seasons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Every home game.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy, I go to a game tomorrow and hear my song, and it's like, it still freaks me out. It's like, holy shit, these guys are playing my song.
And what's cool is actually,
cool,
What's cool is I've found out the origin story of how it got into the ballpark. Obviously, Chuck Morgan had been the, PA, music, all that for years at that time, but it was actually John Judge, who works on like the scoreboard crew and all that, has for years, like 30 plus years, but he was driving home from a Rangers game one night and turned on a country station, heard that song, and immediately came in the next day.
Yeah.
Told Chuck,
exactly
dude, like, you need to find room for this.
Listening to the local Fort Worth Texas country
That
station.
must have been,
like
yeah.
2 or 3 in the morning or something.
Yeah. and brings it in. Chuck started playing it, and
he played it the very next game.
Yeah,
the very next night.
From then till my time, and now Chris Statzer is the DJ. I
yeah.
have not heard that. I've not been to a game or worked a game or anything where that hasn't been played.
Right.
Yeah.
I still remember, and I didn't know they were doing this. And it was the next day, but my phone rang, and I had a buddy in Cleburne, Darren Johnson. My phone rang, and I answered it, and it was just all this noise. He goes, dude, I go, what? He goes, they're playing your song. I'm like, who? He goes, the Rangers, they're playing your song. And I said, dude, what are you talking about? And he goes, idiot, they're playing your song at the ballpark. And I go, are you kidding me? And he goes, no. He goes, listen. And I know he's holding his phone up, but I couldn't hear anything but screaming, But it started that next day, and it's been 18 years, yeah.
What was it like for you? Do you remember how you felt when he told you that they're playing your song at the ballpark once you were able to come down and think that maybe this really is happening?
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah. It ranks right up there with the first time I heard my song, any song on the radio.
Yeah.
The first song.
Well, I can't imagine what that must be like.
Oh, it was incredible. The first song on that CD that I released is called Lying Here. While I'm lying here, I'm just lying here. It's thinking about another girl, those kind of things. And I was in Cleburne, Texas, got up to go get some taquitos at Whataburger. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning. And Jim Nash from 106.9 out of Corsicana, I could pick it up in my truck in Cleburne sometimes. And I knew they had it. And so I was listening to that radio station, and they're playing all my buddies that morning. And I go through the line, and I've got my taquitos, and I'm driving home by the Rock there in Cleburne, going back home, and my song come on the radio. And they didn't introduce it or anything. It just started playing. And I looked at the radio to make sure that, and I turned it up, and it's like, oh my God, that's really them playing my song. And I had to pull over. I pulled over in a parking lot. I couldn't even tell you what business it was. Pulled over and cried right there with a taquito in my hand, listening to me sing on my song. Yeah.
Did you finish the taquito?
I did. Yeah. I wiped the tears and then ate the taquito.
Okay, good.
Yeah. But yeah,
we would really hate to see a good taquito go to waste.
You cannot waste a Whataburger taquito.
Yeah.
They're not a sponsor, but they're epic.
but it was incredible.
Stations like that. There are a lot of smaller stations like that,
right,
that play artists like you guys. Is it a big dream of yours or something you really want to get onto bigger stations that generally don't play artists like yours, like KSCS or the Wolf?
But I've been played
like
on those stations before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. I've gone on and done the Sunday shows, and Hawkeye's a buddy of mine, so I've had radio play there. And back in the Terry Dorsey days, I knew Terry. So I got a little bit of airplay out of those guys, but but that was mainstream radio, and that's the next level, and I wasn't there, but they did give me some love on that station,
That's
locally.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So are you there yet? Do you get played on mainstream radio these days?
Honestly, all over the country, there's some stations that do. And then there's some that don't, and I get radio play all over the world. We go to Ireland, we go all over, and I'll get emails or whatever from stations like in Ireland that are big stations, and they put me on their Tuesday night whatever show,
Yeah.
And so we're getting radio play still.
So what's your gig scene like these days?
Rest homes. No, I'm just kidding. We're playing a lot.
No, that's my gig scene.
Y'all should connect.
No, we're the phone's still ringing. We're playing all over. I got a show Saturday. We're going to Weatherford.
Do you book it yourself, or do you got an agent, or how does that work?
I've got agents, but I've been doing this so long, though, Rhyner, that people know me and they've got my number and or email and, hey, Steve, are you booked on September, whatever,
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I'm open. Let us talk. So I do a lot of it myself just because I know these people.
Sure.
But I have other agents too, though, that'll call me and go, hey, dude, do you have this date open? Either I do or I don't.
Yeah.
Do what?
Charity events. Yeah.
Charity events. Yeah.
Do
Sorry.
groups ever put really big tours together where they get 3 or 4 really big bands and go out kind of like the festival scene and stuff?
That's still a thing. But the festivals anymore, though, I mean, there's so many of these young kids coming up, Mike, that are just hot right now, dude, that they're selling so many records that's kind of their thing now.
Like who?
Like Kojo will do something and he'll have 3 or 4 of the dudes that are getting all these followers and selling records. And I mean, yeah, I'm not in that scene right now.
Yeah.
I've stepped back because I don't have to work that hard anymore. You know, I really don't. My phone still rings a lot.
That's good, man.
I can be as busy as I need to be.
That's good.
You know, or as I don't want to be, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've done that.
I have.
You're winning the game, man.
Yeah. I'm to the point where I can be a little more picky, you know.
What is your touring setup like? Where is it? You got multiple buses? Is it kind of?
No. At one
you're
point, I
in
had
one little van, or is it kind of somewhere in between?
I had a 40-foot Prevost and trailer and all that, and we went down the highway. And anymore, it's pick up and I'll meet you there, dude, or a plane ticket, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it now. Those buses are so expensive, man. They're incredible. They really look good, and it's all smoke and mirrors. Till that sucker breaks down, you have to replace a transmission. You know, just they're not so cool anymore.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, you got to be a really big operator with a really big overhead to take on something like
massive.
that.
Those things are probably to date, they're probably $12,000 to $15,000 a month to operate.
Damn.
Yeah, and then you got 6 other dudes riding on there with you that you're supporting their families. So I mean, yeah, you're just stacking on top of each other, you know.
Wow.
So yeah, and
it's a big undertaking.
it's a huge undertaking, and if it's hitting, it's freaking hitting. It's the lotto. But when it gets to a point where it's not, you scale back a little bit. Me and my fiddle player Ben McPherson, he's got a new CD out, by the way, a new song out on the radio, just his very first one. And he and I do a lot of duo stuff, and we stay as busy as we want to be. And it's fun. It's simple, it's easy, and we're going all over the country and the world. Yeah.
That's good, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
You have won the game when you can do that.
Yeah, it's
just
fun.
do it on your terms.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And still, you know, make a decent buck at it and everything.
But you got to high five these guys that are out there killing it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're selling records, man. It's awesome. Good for them.
Yeah.
I'm 59 years old. I'm past that. You know what I mean? I'm having fun. And the electric bill's still paid, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, you look at those guys and you hope they remember that, you know, this is all great right now, but these things don't last forever.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. It's, you know, it's like the old saying, be careful what steps you step on going up that ladder, because you got to step on the same ones coming back down.
That's right.
You know?
You might need them on the way down.
Yes.
We may invoke the words of the great Lowell George for that. Of Little Feet. So, who are the guys in country music right now that you really look up to, that you really admire, and you really think that, you know, if I could be like any of these guys, he's the one I'd want to be like?
Oh, man, you know, growing up, and even to this day, though, everybody wanted to be George Strait.
Yeah.
You know, he's the king.
Sure.
There's a reason why they call him the king. He
Sure.
is the guy. The new king is Cody Johnson.
Really?
Back in the day, man, we would go on stage and you'd have your Justin boots on with the little George Strait, you know, embroidery on the side, and your Resist All hat had George Strait's name in it, you know, and the shirt you got from Panhandle Slim or whatever had George Strait's name in it. And now Cody Johnson's that guy. He's got the shirts and the hats and the boots and yeah, he's the new guy. He's going to be around for another 40 years. And that's cool to me. Cody's one of my buddies. I love that guy.
Yeah.
And that's so cool to me. His guitar player, Jake's from Cleburne, Texas. He played with me when he was 18 years old. You know, it just, yeah, they're a bunch of good dudes, and they are killing it right now.
So this is like a circle of players that you guys all draw from? Is that kind of how it works?
It's a massive world, but it's so small. Yeah.
Boy, I'll bet.
It is. It's so small. Everybody's played with everybody, or, you know what I mean? Just,
yeah.
Are your cousins with that guy, and he needs a bass player, so you call him, and he knows this guy and that, you know. Well, yeah.
Does everybody know all of each other's songs and stuff like that?
For the most part, yeah. It's funny. We'll have a gig, and somebody requests Roger Krager or, you know, Robert Earl Keen, and people don't understand that in the Texas scene, we don't do each other's songs. It's weird. I don't do a Wade Bowen song. Wade don't do any of mine. But if somebody requests Burl Haggard, we'll sing them together. You know, it's a weird vibe about that. Yeah.
I guess, you know, when you talk about Merle Haggard or somebody like that. That's a guy that's had, like a massive national following for many years. You know, and he's got a massive library a massive catalog to draw from.
Right.
And I don't know, that's kind of on a whole nother level altogether.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
That a guy like.
But yeah, somebody like a Merle. I mean, that guy. I remember my dad doing Merle tunes. You know, that's how I got turned on it. Listening to my dad sing Merle Haggard. You know. Yeah.
So your dad played?
Oh yeah. My dad had a record deal in the '70s. He had songs out. Yeah, he played guitar and sang. He's an incredible singer. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much do you feel like he? I don't know if pushed is the right word, but do you think he kind of influenced you into getting into it, or you kind of found it on your own?
Of course he influenced me, but it wasn't because, he was like some pageant parent or something,
right.
He was that's just what he did on the weekends. And Mom and Dad were divorced, so when I was with Dad on the weekend, it was my turn. We were at the VFW. I mean, that's where we had to go. We had a gig, So I would sit with my aunt or whoever and sit there and watch them play. And then it got to the point where I would watch them play, and then we'd go home and I'd pick up the guitar and I'd do what they did, and everybody's like, did your dad teach you how to play guitar? And it's like, no, I taught myself. Hell, by the time I was 15, I was showing my dad stuff on the guitar. Here's what you should be doing on that song, Dad. And he's like, oh, wow, that sounds better.
Flat the 5, you idiot.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you play something for us, man?
Okay.
You got any new tunes? Or
nothing really new. I'll play you. I'll just play you some rando stuff I've written. How's that?
Sure, let's do it.
You want happy, sad, or slow, fast, or half fast?
I want whatever you want to give us, Steve. All right, here he is, the great Steve Helms.
I'll do you this one right here. It's called Talking About the Weather. I wrote this about my grandpa.
Okay.
And everybody always gets to this song a little bit. Every week I go see my granddad. We sit and talk for hours on the swing. I love the time we spend out on the front porch. He'll say, get out your guitar, boy, and sing. Granddad never ceases to amaze me at the conversation he gets me into. But there ain't nothing that makes that man feel better than sitting out here just talking about the weather. Whether the yard should be mowed, or whether the mailman's gonna show, whether the dogs have been fed, or whether the sports page has been read, whether Sarah's going to the prom, whether I've called and said hi to Mom. Talking about everything when we're together, but mainly we just talk about the weather. They closed down the Domino Hall and all his friends have passed, so there's really not much left for him to do. But lately all that doesn't seem to matter now, 'cause early last spring the Lord called Grandma too. As we sit here I think about the future, how time flies, you blink and then it's gone. I know he won't be around forever, so thank God for all this talking about the weather. Whether the yard should be mowed, or whether the mailman's gonna show, whether the dogs have been fed, or whether the sports page has been read, whether Sarah's going to the prom, whether I've called and said hi to Mom. Talking about everything when we're together, but mainly we just talk about the weather. I help him button up his sweater. He's still talking about the weather.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
Man.
I have literally walked off stage. I'm serious, y'all, and put my guitar down and walked out and went and gave somebody a hug because I could catch them from the stage and they're just out there wiping their eyes. And it's like, that's what it's about. That's what music does.
You like the weather?
Wow.
Man.
I'm not a big crier, but that's strong.
Thank you, buddy.
That hits you.
Thank you. The guy that I co-wrote that with is Kerry Kurt Phillips out of Nashville, and he's had a ton of hits. And yeah, I was honored to get to write with Kerry. Kerry's written tons for George Strait and Tim McGraw and all these people. And I've been buddies with him for years. And we were on a golf course, and I had that hook in my brain. And I'd never pitched a song to Kerry, and I was nervous about doing it. And we got to about hole 7 or 8. I said, Kerry, I got a song idea. And he goes, yeah, let's hear it, I said, talking about the weather, whether she stays or whether she goes. He thought for a minute. We went to the next hole. I could tell he was in deep thought. About 2 holes later, he goes, dude, don't ever come to me with a hook that good on a golf course. But I flew to Nashville, and we wrote that. And, yeah. And I had it as a love song kind of thing. But we wrote all day, and it just wasn't gelling. And it was Kerry's idea of, wait, what if it's your grandpa? He's just talking about all this stuff grandpas say. And we just started writing notes of everything you'd hear your grandpa say. And the next morning, I took 5 or 6 pages of those notes, and I wrote that in about 15 minutes out of our notes.
God.
Yeah.
That is so good, man. Have you recorded that?
Oh, yeah. That's on one of my CDs.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have a CD out there called Red Wine in Copenhagen, and it's on that CD. Yeah.
Awesome.
Great combination.
All right. This, of course, the great Steve Helms with us on Your Dark Companion today. And we got more coming up with Steve. Maybe another tune, maybe another 2 tunes. Who knows? But what we have for you right now, the dreaded and feared mid-show read.
Don't be scared, Steve.
All right, let's start with pain, okay? A lot of people out there are in pain. There are a lot of people out there who would like to not be in pain. Well, what if you could free yourself of pain? What if you could free yourself of anxiety, sleepless nights, and what if you could do it naturally? Now, you're probably thinking, no, man, no, that can't possibly be. Well, that just tells me that you haven't been to the CBD House of Healing, because if you have, then you would know that you can do it. The CBD House of Healing is a women-owned CBD boutique, and they can help, and they would like to help. They carry only products from their lab made to meet the highest quality and purity standards. In other words, their stuff is not loaded up with things that are going to be bad for you. Their owner is also a registered nurse, so she knows what she's doing here. She emphasizes building trusted relationships through education. She gives you the knowledge to care for yourself. That's their whole ultimate goal. That's what they're all about. That's what they want to do. They want to show you what might work for you, but they want to teach you how to care for yourself. So find your relief from the aches and pains, the emotional stress and drain, and sleep again. CBDDallas.com is where you'll find them on the internet, but in real life, you can find them at 8550 Plano Road, Suite 101 in Dallas. That is in the northeast quadrant of the burgeoning intersection of Plano Road and Northwest Highway. Begin your healing at the House of Healing and sleep again. Have we got more here?
Yes.
Okay. Your Dark Companion, which is what you're listening to right now and watching. We and all the shows in the Sunset Lounge are at the Frisco Rough Riders Thirsty Thursday games all season long. Get your ticket preloaded with $6, good toward your first Thursday drink or for use at concessions. Go to ridersbaseball.com/specials. Use code Let's Ride 25 to access this offer. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Back to Steve.
Yeah, that's not.
Okay.
You're good.
Oh, do I don't need to read that?
Nope, you're good.
Okay. See how informal this all is?
I feel like we should get a treat or something for that. He nailed that.
Yeah. Aw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you ought to see what happens when I don't nail it.
It's pretty much every other time.
Shot collar.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, you got another tune to play for us?
I got all you want, buddy. I do.
Okay, hit us with one.
We talked about Nowhere But Texas. I'll do that one for you.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
do that. I co-wrote this with a couple of guys in the Texas scene. And I'm very thankful for the Rangers for doing this for me. At the 10-year anniversary of the song, I redid it acoustically and put a video out there and had a bunch of my buddies come sing it with me. And I had like Troy Aikman in the video. And Troy's always been so supportive of me. He's a great dude. I love that guy. He's sang this with me a couple times on different occasions. So I'll do this one. Blue bonnets, a yellow rose. Remember the Alamo, Chisholm Trail, Longhorn steers. Lukenbach, Abilene, Texas Rangers, and Judge Roy Bean, and ice cold Texas beer. Nowhere but Texas, well, that's where I'll be. It holds the answers to all my dreams. Well, I know one thing, when God calls me, nowhere but Texas is where I'll be. We got cowboys, cowgirls too, Green Hall and Billy Bob's, Tex-Mex and barbecue, Robert Earl, Gary P. You can hear some Willie down on 6th Street. Nowhere but Texas, well, that's where I'll be. It holds the answers to all my dreams. Well, I know one thing, when God calls me, nowhere but Texas is where I'll be. There's no way I'd ever leave. Everything I'll ever need's right here. Right here. When I'm gone, you can bury me 6 foot deep in the heart of nowhere but Texas. That's where I'll be. It holds the answers to all my dreams. I know one thing, when God calls me, nowhere but Texas is where I'll be. Nowhere but Texas is where I'll be. Yeah, nowhere but Texas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh,
Strong to quite strong, man.
big applause. I like that.
They were standing and everything.
I like that.
How old is that song? Is that a fairly new one for you?
That song was 06, so it's almost 20 years old. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah. Almost 20.
Do you ever get tired of playing your older stuff?
You know, I was told to never drop names, but Willie Nelson always said, be careful what you write, because you might have to sing that sucker the rest of your life. Yeah.
Blessing and the curse of making a great song.
But you know what? I mean, people want to hear it. I'll keep singing it. You know, I'm blessed to get to do what I do. And as long as they want to hear it, I'll sing it, you know.
Wow. That's interesting. Willie Nelson's about the last guy that I thought would think of stuff like something like that. But he's been doing it longer than anybody else, so I guess he would know.
Right. One of my buddies is the bullpen catcher for the Rangers, Josh Frazier. And again, they've played it at every home game. And Josh is a big Texas music guy. He loves it, you know. And we were at his place one night, and I said, Josh, you ever get tired of hearing that? He goes, Steve, I got to tell you, buddy, I've heard it a lot. One of the coolest things that ever happened to me, though, with the Rangers is on social media. I get this message from Jeff Bannister's wife, Coach Bannister. She sent me a personal message, and it was a video of Jeff had a glass, and he had a cigar, and they were sitting by the campfire, and he's singing my song at his house. And she goes, Jeff loves your song. And I was like, oh, my gosh, thank y'all so much. And me and that guy have become best friends. When they're in town, the Diamondbacks are in town, we'll go fishing or whatever on their day off, and I love that guy. Bannister's been so supportive of me. Yeah.
Yeah, I always liked him. You know, he was a good. He seemed like a guy that if you know him like you know him, that he is a great dude.
Yeah, and again, I didn't play sports for the guy, so I don't know what it was like in the locker room. I could care less. He's a great dude to me. You know? Yeah. And the same way with Maddox. Mike's one of my great golf and fishing buddies, and he's been so supportive too. Just a good dude.
Man,
love those guys.
That guy is incredible, and I don't know what's going to happen in the off season. I don't know if Bochy's going to go back to California and get out of the game or not.
I want them to win one more ring, and then they can all high five and go fishing the rest of their lives. It'd be so awesome.
I just hope though that if he does, and the Rangers have to go on a search of another manager, whenever they start focusing in on somebody, they tell them that now you do know, don't you, that you're going to inherit a pitching coach.
Yes. Oh, yeah. But you know what? I don't know. I've never heard it out of Maddox's mouth, but I got a feeling that if he won one more ring, he'd go play golf and fishing. He's got a new grandson, and I got a feeling if he got one more ring, he would just go, thanks, y'all.
Man, it's hard for me to imagine Rangers baseball without him in it.
I know, but he was retired when they got Bochy, though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. That's what's crazy about it. I mean, the Mike Maddox trip to the mound is stuff that I just love.
He started doing the double.
I've gotten that on the golf course. I have. I've gotten that. I was like, Mike, what am I doing? He got out of the golf cart, came over and put his hand on my shoulder, and he put his hand over his mouth, and he said, Steve, I want you to pull your head out of your ass. I said, all right, Coach, thanks. And he turned around and went back to the golf cart. It was the greatest thing ever.
That's probably a conversation he's had with a pitcher or two.
He's definitely needed to.
To hear his story, though, of when they called him to come back to the Rangers is great. It's an awesome story because he was retired. He told me, he said, Steve, they called me and they go, hey, we're looking at getting 3 of the top 5 pitchers. He goes, it sounds great. You're not going to get them. He goes, damn it, they got him. He said, found out they got him, and then it's like, I can't sit on the couch and watch TV now. I got to go back. You know, he said, so I was excited, and then won. It was incredible. You know, yeah.
That's awesome. He's a great guy.
I love him. Yeah.
You got another song, man?
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling this a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I got a lot of stuff I want to talk to you about, but I'm kind of feeling the song thing.
I'll do you one of these that I covered actually. I've got a CD out there called "Can I Buy You a Country Song," and Benny MacArthur produced it for me. Benny has played guitar for George Strait for 45 years. Benny, when he was 18 years old, he played guitar for my dad, and we ran into each other in Vegas during the National Finals Rodeo. And Benny didn't know who it was, but I walked up to him because I saw him at MGM, and I knew he was there, so I went to go see him, actually. And I said, Benny, I'm Steve Helms. I'm Leon Helms' son from Cleburne, Texas. And he put his cigarette down and his whiskey, and, you know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning at a casino, and he stands up and just grabs me, gave me a hug. He goes, oh, my God. And he said, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm playing music. I'm out here for the rodeo. And we struck up a conversation, and he goes, I'm producing records. We need to do a record together and dedicate it to your old man, because my dad passed away years ago.
Yeah.
And I go, are you kidding me? And he goes, no, I'm serious. And he got all of George's band to play on the record for me. That entire CD is all George Strait's band playing. I'm their ace in the whole band. I just couldn't call them that because they're not with George. But when they're not with George, they're the Texas Jam Band. And I said, you know what? If I got you guys in the studio, I'm going to cut one old George Strait tune. And I did Friday Night Fever. And I'll do that one for you. I love the sound of a jukebox playing, so I sit here while she's staying home, watching reruns on TV. I love the taste of whiskey straight, but the strongest thing she ever takes is a sip from a small glass of Chablis. Though we're birds of a different feather, our love keeps us together, and she knows what's wrong with me tonight. I got that Friday night fever. Sometimes a man just needs a breather. She knows I love her and I need her, and I'm no cheater. I just got that Friday night fever. She wouldn't change me if she could. I wouldn't change her, she's too good. Sometimes a man needs a change of pace. I've heard all those come on lines, but I go home at closing time. I know no one could ever take her place. Now she's taking down her hair, but she knows I'll soon be there to give her the love she needs tonight. I got that Friday night fever. Sometimes a man just needs a breather. She knows I love her and I need her, and I'm no cheater. I just got that Friday night fever. I got that Friday night fever. Sometimes a man just needs a breather. She knows I love her and I need her, and I'm no cheater. I just got that Friday night fever.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you, buddy.
One other thing I wanted to get into with you is something that I like to get into with everybody who writes songs.
Yes, sir.
And that is your process, or if you have one. A lot of guys tell me they don't have one.
Well, it's several. I mean, I've woken up in the middle of the night dreaming about a hook. I've got a pencil and pad in my dresser, and plus I got my phone with the notes. And I've woken myself up writing a song in my sleep. Oh crap! I got to write that down. Or I'll be at lunch and hear somebody behind me in the booth. They'll say something clever, and it's like, that was funny, or that was pretty cool. And I'll write it down in my notes, you know.
Yeah.
And most of the time when I'm writing something, I've got a melody in my head. I'm doing it at the same time. If I'm coming up with words, then I'm putting a melody together. Because I'll have somebody come to me with a poem or something they've written, but they don't do music. And they're like, hey, can you put music to this? And my wife's even done it. My wife's a great writer. And that is the hardest thing in the world for me, to look at somebody else's words and put music to that. Because a lot of times I do it simultaneously while I'm writing something.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a melody, you know. So, but it varies. Writing something down, I might hear you say something at a restaurant, or just or see a billboard and go, that's pretty clever, you know.
Do you ever sit down and try to write?
Oh yeah, that's a thing. I mean, in Nashville, that's their business. They'll call up their co-writers and they'll schedule Tuesday at 9:00. Let's go write a song.
Yeah. And
you take your portfolio of different ideas you have and pitch 2 or 3 to you, and you do the same to me until we both go, yeah, that's cool. Let's write that. I mean, but yeah, I mean, that's what they do in that town. That's their job. Got a 9:30 appointment to go write a song. It's like, holy crap, you know? Yeah.
Have you co-written with a lot of guys? And if so, who are some of your favorites to do it with?
I've co-written with a lot of the Texas artists, and then I've, like I talked about, Kerry Kurt Phillips out of Nashville. Kerry's had over 100 cuts. He's had 17 number ones, like "Sleep on It," Tim McGraw. "I Don't Need Your Rocking Chair," George Jones. "She Let Herself Go," George Strait. I mean, he's had a ton. So, getting to write with a guy like that, I learned so much. You think you're cool and you write songs, all that. Then you get with one of those guys and they're showing you why you put the preposition here and they do this, that. And it's like, wow, I didn't even think about that, you know. It's like you've said "the" twice in this line when you should have said, holy crap, you know. But man, I grew so much getting to ride with that guy. And I've written 2 or 3 with Kerry.
Yeah.
But I've co-written a bunch with the Texas guys, and they've put stuff on their CDs, and that's cool to me to have an idea and write a song and somebody else want to cut it. That's cool to see my name on somebody else's CD. That's even cooler to me than having my own song out there. Somebody else thought that my stuff was awesome enough that they wanted to record it.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's a great honor to me.
You guys have such a community.
Yeah,
I mean, you mentioned that,
huge.
and you know that should not be taken lightly by anybody because it's been that way forever.
It has.
Back in the days when Ray Wiley Hubbard and all those guys were first
it
coming
was
up.
Willie and Ray.
Yeah.
And, oh yeah, Waylon and all those dudes. But it's always been that. It's a massive, large community, but it's so small. It's so tight.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody, or everybody's like, well, do you know so and so? And if I don't know them, I can make 2 phone calls and catch them. You know what I mean? It's such a tight community. It really is.
Is it
and
hard?
A giving community. Everybody takes care of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it hard for new guys to crack the code?
Not really. I mean, it's hard for the new guys to figure out sometimes that, just be cool about it.
Yeah.
Don't come in there like you're owning the joint, and don't be a little butthead,
Yeah.
And we've all
Remember
been
where
young,
you
know
are.
what I mean? We all thought we were cool shit at one time, and you learn, just wow, you got to pay your respects a little bit
and let the game come to you.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I still haven't learned that.
No, you haven't at all. I've been yelling at him about this for how many years?
About 23.
About 23 years, and he still hasn't learned.
But he still loves me.
But I got lucky. Like I told you, I was 15 years old playing with a bunch of 55 and 60-year-old dudes. And they would tell you quick, dude, sit back there and shut up,
Yeah.
I had one steel guitar player. He had something mean to say to me every show. If you're going to be the loudest idiot on stage, at least hit the right chords. Just like, God almighty, we've been playing for 4 hours. You just now telling me I was too loud, Just, you did good, kid. Tomorrow we'll get you in the mix. Oh, dude, come on.
Yeah, some guys like that will let you hang yourself if you want to, Yeah. It's crazy like that.
But it's the same in sports, though. You get these young kids come up, and these old veterans just treat them like dog crap, you know. But you learn,
the rules of the road,
it's
man.
the rules of the road.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. That's right.
Because I was that 16-year-old with you were probably about 45 or so at the time, maybe.
About.
But yeah, like I definitely had to get yelled at a couple times
I was
by
45
him.
once.
They had radio back then?
I know. Yeah. It's just the tin cans and a string.
Yeah.
Well, you got any gigs or anything you need to promote? Or any records coming out or anything?
I mean, everything I have is Steve Helms Band, HELMS, Steve Helms Band. That's the website. That's the social media. That's anywhere you stream music, any of that stuff. Everything is Steve Helms Band. If you just come follow me on all that stuff, and you can know where I'm at and
you got a band of guys that play with you all the time.
Yes, sir. Like I said, most of the time it's me and my fiddle player Ben, but we have a 6-piece band too.
Yeah.
And I know so many musicians. Somebody will call me and they're like, "Hey, dude, we got 4 dates and so, and it's a 6-piece band thing." And I'm like, "Let's go," Make a few phone calls and we're all there,
That's cool.
Yeah. And it's just, but we're at the point now where you got grandbabies and soccer games and all that, so you make sure everybody's available.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I like doing the duo thing so much, because Ben and I know where we are, we know our schedules, and we'll go do it, and everybody's happy with it.
Yeah, the reality is you do a duo, that's a lot less people you have to worry about.
Yeah, the overhead is really small,
yeah.
buddy. Your cut gets a lot bigger when there's just 2 of you.
Yeah. Well, you got any upcoming gigs you want to promote?
Saturday, I'm playing in Weatherford, Texas. Go to stevehelmsband.com. You can see where we're at. I promise. I did hear though that we're putting together another Ireland trip in 2026. Ooh. It'd be my 4th time to go to Ireland, and I love that place. It's so awesome going over there.
You go over good there, huh?
Oh yeah, but Ireland is so big into their music that they love music.
Yeah.
And then you're from Texas, then it's even cooler. Because we all have horses and oil wells and dirt roads, and we're all part of the J.R. Ewing family.
Yeah.
It's funny too, because all the trips we go over there, you know, if you're in the Fort Worth stockyards and some dude comes over and grabs your hat, that's a no-no. You don't do that. You know, but we have to tell our people going with us. We land in Ireland, we get to Europe. They don't have hats over here. That's the coolest thing they've ever seen in their life. They just want to touch one or they want to take a picture with it. So if somebody grabs your hat, don't deck them in the street. They're just in awe, you know, and it's the truth. They just, oh my God, can I get a picture with you? Can I wear your hat? You know, it is awesome.
I guess that happening over there is nowhere near like it is when it happens in Fort Worth.
No, sir. No. Yeah. Yeah. In Fort Worth, it's a no-no. Yeah.
You probably don't want to fight an Irishman anyway.
No, sir. No, never.
Well, Steve Helms, this has really been awesome getting to meet you and getting to talk to you. And would you like to send us out with another song?
I can.
Well, I'd love that.
Let's do it. I've been watching you all night long from across the bar. Every guy that hits on you has been wrong so far. Blowing smoke, buying you drinks of this and that. I'm pretty sure I know what you need. As a matter of fact, can I buy you a country song? Not a sad one of love gone wrong. Makes you smile when you turn it on. Can I buy you a country song? Ain't gonna get us a drink just yet. I'm not a gambler, but I'm willing to bet that neither one of us will be alone when I buy you a country song. Just like me, you know you can't believe that we're in this place. The guy on stage is talking way too fast and there's too much bass. Let's go find a bar with a steel guitar and you can sing along. Can I buy you a country song? Not a sad one of love gone wrong. Makes you smile when you turn it on. Can I buy you a country song? Ain't gonna get us a drink just yet. I'm not a gambler, but I'm willing to bet that neither one of us will be alone when I buy you a country song. Neither one of us will be alone when I buy you a country song.
All right, the great Steve Helms.
Thank y'all so much.
Hey, can't thank you enough for doing this, man.
I appreciate you, sir.
Really appreciate it. All right, that is your Dark Companion for this week. Thank you all for watching. If you like what we're doing, we'd appreciate it if you'd drop a line to us. Let us know about it, what you like, what you don't like, what you're into, what you're not into, just whatever it is. We want to know these things. That's how we make your Dark Companion better for you and for the world and for everybody and all that implies. Thanks to Ashley, Shoopy, Becca, everybody, all the rest of you. Thanks for watching. Bye. All right. I'm going to go take my pants off. Your Dark Companion is a Stolen Water Media presentation.